Welcome to PACE, and welcome to the PACE Library. The PACE Library has 3 physical locations. On the New York City campus is the Beekman Library. On the Pleasantville campus is the Mortola Library. On the White Plains campus is the Law Library. You're welcome to visit any of those libraries in person if you're local. The library, of course, also has information, resources, and services available to you online at the library website, which you can go to at Library.Pace.edu. On the library homepage, you can always see today's hours at the bottom left, and at the bottom right, that Ask a Librarian button will give you many options to contact the library and ask questions. Under Quick Links, you'll see Interlibrary Loan. I'll talk about that in just a minute. The search widget in the middle of the page has the different search tools available, such as Quick Search, Books and Media, Journal Title, and Databases. I mentioned Interlibrary Loan. Interlibrary Loan is a service that the PACE Library provides where when you're searching inside one of the PACE Library databases and there's a full text article that is not immediately available, we will get it for you from another library. We can usually get that PDF file for you within 24 to 48 hours. To use Interlibrary Loan, you do need to activate your account before you use it. So on the library homepage at Library.Pace.edu, click on the Interlibrary Loan link and log in using your PACE username and password. Fill out the short activation form, and then the service will be available for you to use when you're searching in the PACE Library databases. Now let's take a look at some of the main information resources tools from the PACE Library. Books and Media. The Books and Media area of the library website tells you what books are on the shelves in the 3 PACE Library locations. It also tells you what ebooks we have available that you can read online, and it tells you what streaming films we have. For expediency regarding print books, we would recommend that you check your local library first to see if they have the book you need, or maybe they can get it for you using their print interlibrary loan service. The Journal Title tool on the library homepage is where you will search by title to see if we subscribe to a particular publication, or you can browse titles by subject. Databases are collections of publications and information, including journals, magazines, newspapers, company information, statistics, and more. To use the PACE Library databases from off campus, you will be asked to log in with your PACE username and password. So let's actually go over to the library webpage now and take a look at some of these tools. So I mentioned Books and Media. Again, Books and Media tells you what books are on the shelf in the 3 PACE Library locations, and it tells you what ebooks we have and what streaming films we have. Now I've already run a search in the Books and Media tool on the phrase active learning, and you can see that I have a number of results here. I could start scrolling, I could start looking at these books. You can see that many of them are ebooks. You see where it says view ebook, view ebook. This is a combined list of ebooks and print books. On the left, you do have the option to unselect the print books if you would like, and then only view the ebooks. So now these are the titles that you could read online if you would like to. You would click on the View ebook button, and we do buy our ebooks from a variety of vendors, so sometimes it looks a little different depending on the book, but you'll always be asked to log in with your PACE username and password. And then you can read the ebook online, and you can usually download or print sections or chapters from an ebook, but you'd never be able to print an entire ebook, just so you know. Also, another option on the left that you may want to use is the publication year filter. So you can use a custom range of dates, or you can use one of their shortcuts, and that would allow you to manage your book results by publication year. Now, like I said, if there were any streaming films available that matched your search terms, you would also see those listed here, and you'd be able to access those using your PACE username and password. So again, the Books and Media tool tells you what books and ebooks are available from the PACE Library. The Journal Title tool is the next tool we'll take a look at. The Journal Title tool tells you, or it's where you can search by publication title and see if we subscribe. So it's not just for journals. You can also search newspapers or magazines. and scholarly journals. So for example, if I type in Wall Street Journal and click on search, it will run a search in all of our resources to see if we actually subscribe to the Wall Street Journal, and we do. The first result that comes up is actually the archive, the old editions from 1889 to 1922. So if you're interested, certainly take a look at that. But as you continue to scroll, you'll see that we do have current issues available as well. So here we have the Wall Street Journal, and it's actually in a database called U.S. Major Dailies. And we have from 1984 to the present. So this is what you would see for any publication title that you search for. If we subscribe, it will tell you which of our databases contains the publication. So in this case, the Wall Street Journal is found inside a database called U.S. Major Dailies. So if I click on the name of the database, it'll open up a new window. And from here, I can go in and start to browse. You can see it showing me the most recent articles. I could also browse by year or by month or by date. And there's usually also an option to search within this publication. So when you search for a publication title and you go to the publication in the database, there's usually always an option where you can then search in that publication. So that's the journal title search tool on the Pace Library homepage. Again, where you would search to see if we subscribe to a certain publication. There's also a link here right below the search box that says journals by subject, and you could also browse publications by subject if you'd like. Now the databases button, this is where I think you'll spend most of your time. Databases is where we put all of our subscription resources. So this is where you can search collections of publications. So multiple newspapers, magazines, journals, you can search simultaneously. We have databases that contain company information, financial information, statistics, conference proceedings. So the databases are really where the meat of the web page is. You can go in alphabetically if you know the name of the database you would like to search, or you can use the subject menu here. So for example, if we choose something like Media and Communication Arts, it will automatically reload, and it's now showing us a list of all the databases we have that contain some kind of content related to media and communication arts. So you can see there are a number of databases listed here, and there are short descriptions, so you could read the descriptions and see which of the databases might be the best for your purpose. Now, every subject in the list of databases has one particular database included, and that database is called Academic Search Ultimate. Academic Search Ultimate is a really wonderful interdisciplinary database, meaning it contains publications in a variety of subject areas and subject disciplines. So this is really a good place for almost anybody to start doing just some basic research if you want to find articles in newspapers, magazines, or journals. So I've already put together a search on college or university and the phrase civic engagement. So this is just a sample search in the Academic Search Ultimate database. And that found me 3,790 articles. So that's a lot. You would, of course, you could narrow that down if you were doing research for yourself. To narrow this down, there are options here across the top. There are some shortcuts you could use. The source type filter is here. So this is where you could limit to just academic journal articles, or maybe you only want magazine articles, or maybe you want to start your research by reading newspaper articles on your topic. You could click and it would display just those types of sources in the list of results. There's also a shortcut here for publication, just like we saw in the Books and Media tool. So maybe we would limit to the past 5 years, maybe the past year, the past 12 months. That's up to you, obviously, depending on your research question, if that would be a good idea or not. They also give us a little shortcut here to peer reviewed. You could click that, and that would limit your search results to really the highest level of scholarly journal articles. And then there's this button that says All Filters, and this opens up a menu on the right-hand side where you do have additional options where you could go in and you could filter. Some of the shortcuts that we already saw are also included here, but then also there are additional filters for you to use as well. So let's take a look at some of the results and make sure everybody knows how to access articles and how to use that interlibrary loan service that I mentioned a few minutes ago. So this is one of those situations where you may want to use it. So as I'm scrolling, you can see I'm getting a mix of results here. So this is an academic journal article. The next one is a conference proceeding. There's probably some newspapers, some magazines. There are additional academic journals. So we're getting a variety of sources in my list of results. And you can see many of them have PDF full text, PDF full text. Sometimes you will see that say access options, and you'll have a choice of PDF or online full text. But if it says full text, that means that the article is available for you to read immediately. So you can click on that button, or you can click on the article or the document title, and it will show you a little bit more about that document. So who are the authors? What's the source? What subjects have been assigned? Many times, especially if it's an academic journal article or a conference paper, there is a short abstract or summary of the article. And again, you could access the full text or you could download here. This is also the page where you'll have the option to share the article. So by share, meaning you could save it to Google Drive, you could save it to OneDrive, you could get a link that you could share or send to somebody. That's also where you'll find the email button. So if you want to email yourself a copy of the article, that would be under the share icon. Also here at the top right, there's the little quotation mark icon, and this is where you could get the citation for your article. So you've got a variety of citation styles here. For example, here's the APA citation for this article. I could use the MLA citation, so whichever citation style you're using, you can get that here on this page. So I'm going to go back to my list of results. So that's best case scenario. The article is immediately available and you can read it right away. You can download it, you can save it, you can email it to yourself. Sometimes, however, you see something like this instead of full text. So this article, The People's Universities Over Time, et cetera, et cetera. Instead of seeing full text, you see search for item. So what the search for item button does, it opens a new tab in the browser window, and it looks to see, do we have this full text article perhaps in one of our other research databases? And in this case, it does find it. Resources located for this citation find this article in full text from Project Muse. So I click that link and it opens another new tab. Project Muse is another database we subscribe to, and here's the full text of the article. So I can close this tab. I can close the search for item tab, and I'm back at my list of results. So sometimes when you don't see that full text immediately, you will see that button that says search for item. So click that button because we may have the full text available in just another database. Another option, another thing that can happen when you click on search for item is you will find out we do not have the article at all. And that's okay because we do have the interlibrary loan system. So remember I mentioned that a few minutes ago that you should activate your ILLiad interlibrary loan account. And this is why. So here's an article, How Can Universities Contribute to the Common Good? No full text available. I will click on the search for item button. It opens a new window, and in this case, it says, submit a request for materials outside the library collection. You will use the Pleasantville and New York City patrons link, no matter where you are. The law patrons link is for students at the law school. So use the Pleasantville and New York City patrons request using ILLiad interlibrary loan link. That will open up another tab. It will ask you to log in with your PACE username and password. And then it will fill out the article request form for you. All you have to do is scroll down, click on Submit Request, and the interlibrary loan librarians will get the article for you in PDF format. You will get an email telling you the article is available. There will be a link in the email that takes you back here where you will download the PDF. Articles only sit here in the Interlibrary Loan Service for 30 days. So we highly recommend when you get that email, follow the link, go into the Iliad system, and download the PDF. Okay, so now you know all the different ways you can access or get full text articles from within a PACE library database. The article could be immediately available, it might be full text in another PACE database, or you can request it using the Iliad Interlibrary Loan Service, and we will get it for you within 24 to 48 hours. So let's go back to the library homepage and just review a little bit. Again, the library homepage at Library.Pace.edu. Databases are where you'll probably spend most of your time. If you have any questions, please use that Ask a Librarian button at the bottom right, and you'll see that you have lots of options to get help from the library. So getting help from the library, you can contact us to make a research appointment. We can meet with you over the phone. We can meet with you over Zoom. You can live chat. You can email us. So there's many, many ways for you to get help from the library. Please follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, and we do upload videos like this one and others to our YouTube channel regularly. So to keep up with library news and events, you can follow us there. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to go to the library homepage and use that Ask a Librarian button. We are happy to help.